A reflector for a satellite dish is parabolic in cross-section with the receiver at the focus. The reflector is 1 foot deep and 10 feet wide from rim to rim. How far is the receiver from the vertex? I'm going to draw a quick sketch of this. And so we know the receiver is 10 feet wide and 1 foot deep. And if we're drawing this so that the vertex is at the origin, then we know that the point that corresponds to one of the sides of the rim is going to have coordinates 5, 1. It's going to be 5 because the whole width is 10, but we're only looking at half the width here, so we're going to the right 5 and up 1. And because we've drawn this so that it's opening upward, we know that it's a parabola that has the form x squared equals 4py. And because it must contain the point 5, 1, we can substitute in 5 for x and 1 for y, and we can use that to figure out the value of p here. So this gives us 25 equals 4p. And if we divide both sides by 4, we get 25 fourths equals p. This is also equal to 6.25 if we prefer a decimal. And we remember that when we have a parabola with this form, the focus is at the point 0, p. In this case, that's going to be 0, 6.25. And so the focus is going to be, can't quite draw it to scale because 6 would actually be a little bit further than this. It would be a little bit higher, but it's going to end up being 6.25 feet away from the vertex. So that ends up being our answer. I'm going to just draw another version of this down here. So 6.25 might be up here. And you've probably seen satellite dishes that have a dish that's not super deep, but the receiver is actually kind of higher up. This is my really bad version of what should be a three-dimensional drawing. I'm not an artist, but this is why when you see satellite dishes, usually the receiver is actually quite a distance away, because the dishes are made so that they're not too deep. That way they can be pretty wide and they can catch a wider range of signals. And because of that, the receiver actually has to be out a little bit because that's where the focus is. So this is the sort of problem that you might need to do if you wanted to make a satellite dish that was not too deep and you knew how wide it could be. Then you'd need to figure out where to put the focus so that you could figure out where to put the receiver.